Good day, everyone, and today we'll be talking about problem solving. Now, before that, let's try to define first what is mathematics learning. Now, mathematics learning, it involves the acquisition of knowledge and skills, especially problem solving skills. In real life, problem solving becomes the focus while knowledge is only the accessory. Now, this is because not a single day passes without us having to solve problems. So the need for the problem-solving approach in teaching mathematics. That is why problem solving is very important. It's because everything that we do, even if we're not in school, we tend to do problem solving techniques, and that is one important thing that we need to teach problem solving in classes. Now, before we proceed to the problem solving, let us first define what is a problem. Now, a problem is a statement or a situation where there is an obstacle between us and what we want. So problems are generally classified as routine and non-routine, which we will discuss later. Now, let's define what is problem solving. Now, problem solving is the ability to overcome or remove the obstacle so that we can get what we want. As what I have mentioned earlier, the definition of the problem, the problem is the obstacle between us and what we want, and the problem solving is the solution in order for us to get what we want. So therefore, problem solving is a process. It involves steps, and it requires critical thinking, ability to make decisions, use the correct strategy to find the solution, and check the result. Now, let's take a look into a model that can be used in problem solving. Actually, there are many models that are used in problem solving, but we will use the model of George Polya. So, number one, in 4 stages, number one is understanding the problem. You need to know what are the given facts, what are the required in order to solve the problem. What do you want to do? And next is number 2, devise a strategy for solving it. Meaning, you have to take a look into how would you come up with the outcome. How would you answer the problem? How will you solve it? Using different strategies, different operations, and what operations will you use in order to come up with the right or correct idea. And number 3, carry out the strategy. You have to solve the problem, and you have to do what is necessary, and all the needed strategies and all the operations that you have to do, you need to do it in order to carry out the strategy. And for the last one in the 4 stages of the model of George Polya, number 4 is check the result. Did you come up with the right result, or did you come up with the right outcome in your process? Now, if that is correct, then you did, or you have a great problem solving technique, or you did the right thing in problem solving. That is because in order to do the right thing in problem solving, or in order to have the right skill in problem solving, you have to come up with the right results using the right strategies used. Okay, now let's try to go back with what I have mentioned earlier, the 2 kinds of problems. Now let's try to go back with what I have mentioned earlier, the 2 kinds of problems, the routine and non-routine. First is the routine. Routine problems is defined as a problem in mathematics lesson that involves easy and simple problem solving skills. It presents a question to be answered without need certain strategies. Now, meaning, routine problems are those kind of problems that are very simple and only requires, I guess, 1 or 2 strategies or operation. Now, I have here an example of a routine problem. Ali ate 2 pieces of cake. 5 minutes later, he ate 1 more piece of cake. Now, how many pieces of cake did Ali eat? Okay. Now, with that 5 seconds time I think that you have answered the question correctly. It's because it is a simple or a routine problem. Now, what is the operation used? It is addition. You just have to add the two pieces of cake that Ali ate and the another one piece of cake. Now, for the next is non-routine problems. Now, a non-routine problem is defined as a problem in mathematics lesson that involves difficult problem solving, meaning solving the non-routine problems need us to think analytically based on the problem. Meaning, this kind of problem requires different strategies and different ways in order to solve the problem. It might involve multiple operations to be used in order to solve the problem. Now, I have here a question that is an example of a non-routine problem. Now, Jake bought a ring for 600 pesos. He sold it for 700 pesos and he bought it again for 800 pesos. And he sold it again for 900 pesos. Now, how much did Jake gain or lose in all the transactions that he did? Okay, now that is 5 seconds, and I think some of you might have answered the question or some of you might have not. It's because we don't know, or we're not really sure what are the operations that are used. And for that question, the correct answer is 200 pesos. He gained 200 pesos. Now, what are the operations used? We use addition and subtraction in order to come up with the correct answer. And that is an example of non-routine problems. And that is all for my topic, which is the problem solving. Thank you for listening and God bless everyone.